Okay, so the whole thing for this deck is just to use precious cards from beyond, while tributing monsters that require more than 2 tributes and are not god cards or Light and Darkness Dragon. Because Obelisk would be really great with this deck if it wasn't for the fact that you can't activate effects when he's tribute summoned. And Light and Darkness Dragon is like the whole thing Frog Monarch decks are based around because it's so good, but it also doesn't allow you to use precious cards from beyond, so it has to use something else besides the really good Obelisk and Light and Darkness Dragon. So I tried out these guys, and they seem to work out pretty well, since this deck is only about going into 2 tributes or more, because that's what you need in order to activate precious cards from beyond, where when you successfully tribute summon or set a monster that requires 2 or more tributes, draw 2 cards from your deck. If you're able to activate the effect once, you can essentially go +1. Any more times beyond that, it's just card advantage city. And if you have multiple ones out in the field, they do stack, so you can draw potentially 6 cards off of a tribute summon for one of these guys. The cards I've chosen for this, I got 3 of them that can be brought out with 3 tributes. Wicked Avatar, never bring them out. Beast King Barbaros, you can be brought out without a tribute, with 2 tributes, or with 3 tributes to blast their entire field. 2 of the Mega Monarchs, Kais is the best one, and I thought I'd be able to use Mobius more since I do use the Nimble engine, since Nibbles are the best engine if you want to get out more than 2 tributes out really quickly. And then Vanity's Ruler, since it only locks down my opponent on special summons and not me. And also, Nodin and Instant Fusion, great way to get out multiple, to get out 2 tributes for tribute summon. So that's why I got Instant Fusion in here. It doesn't really focus on synchros, but it can go into them pretty well since I do run Globe and Spore and Dandelion. It all just works out a lot better than I thought it would. Also, triple Stormforth and Soul Exchange, because even with all the tribute fodder I have, these are still very necessary, and Monarch Stormforth is just a really damn good card. And yeah, I think that's it.